Assign unique identifications plus passwords to each person with computer access. We just talked about that. Encryption. All transmitted records and files containing personal information that will travel across public networks needs to be encrypted. Okay? So if you're sending a file that has personal information on it through an email, okay, that file needs to be encrypted. If it's not, you're in violation of the law. And that's including wireless devices like PDAs. Okay? If you're connected to your office networks, make sure it's a VPN that's encrypted, not open up to anybody that can see that traffic. If it's opened up, then it's not encrypted, and you may be transmitting personal information through that also. All data containing personal information to be transmitted wirelessly. We just talked about that. Reasonable monitoring of systems for unauthorized use of or access to personal information. So not only do we have to protect it, but we've got to monitor it and make sure that this information isn't being breached. And if there is a breach in our security measures, we need to know that and be able to take corrective measures to secure that data or fix that situation. And also encryption of all personal information stored on laptops or other portable devices. I can't tell you how many times I see these reports. I'm a member of the SANS Institute, and they're big into security. And how many times people steal a notebook computer either out of a subway station, a car, or they just forget it somewhere, and that information has personal information on it, and the hard drive on that notebook computer is not encrypted. If I have physical access to that hard drive or that computer, I have that information. So, with this law, how it's set up is, if you have a notebook computer that has personal information on it, you need to encrypt it. And with Windows Vista, the Ultimate Edition, and also now with Windows 7 coming out very soon, that's already built into the operating system. And it's called BitLocker, and all you got to do is turn it on. And with most of your newer computers, it'll support that. So it's really easy to do, and something I think everybody should be doing right now. Here's a little example. Bob is an SMB executive. He forgets his laptop in a cab. Laptop has a BIOS password before booting. It also has a username and a strong password. And Bob is annoyed at his loss of laptop, but he feels safe about the privacy of his data. Is he right? Anyone? No. Bueller?
No.
No? No? Yeah. My great technician, Eric, here, has given the answer. Absolutely no. He's seen this presentation before, though. Bob is wrong. All I got to do is go out and pick up a book called Hacking for Dummies, and it'll tell me exactly how to get access to that information. Physical access to a computer almost guarantees any hacker will get your unencrypted data. And it does not require a highly sophisticated attacker. Even I can do it, right? Also, up-to-date firewall protection and operating system security patches for systems connected to the internet. I think all systems today are connected to the internet, right? I don't know of anyone that doesn't use the internet every day, so pretty much every computer. So not only do we have to make sure we have a firewall, okay, but we need to make sure and we have a process in place that these firewalls are up-to-date patched on a frequent basis. If we're not doing that, we cannot document or prove that, okay, we would be in violation of the law. The second thing is operating system security patches for systems, for all systems. So not only do we have to make sure our computers are up to date on our computers and network, but we also have to make sure that we have documentation showing that these things have been patched and up to date. We also have to up-to-date versions of system security agents with malware protection and also reasonably up-to-date patches and virus definitions. Okay, so we got to make sure of the operating systems, we got to make sure of the firewalls, we got to make sure of the spyware software removal tools and or monitoring tools, and also virus software definitions. And we also have to be able to prove this. It's not just saying, yeah, I did it, I'm doing it. Okay, when the OCA comes in, everyone needs to see proof. Second example. Senior executive for a CPA firm does not like the antivirus program. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. Removes it and installs one of his preference. SE is happy, company is unaware. New program fails to update. user's PC is infected, and main company server is hacked. Okay? Why this is the case is, if this software is not up to date, even though I could have my firewall all protected, right? If I have a PC underneath that, and that machine gets infected, then what it does is it builds a trust relationship with an outside party, or the internet. And the firewall says, well, if the data is coming from inside the network, I trust that traffic going out my firewall. And when the response comes back from that server, the malware server, I got to trust that too, because I got a communication stream. Okay? Because it's started from behind or inside the firewall. So now that becomes a launching point, or a point in which the whole entire network can get affected if something bad would happen. So that's why with this law, you have to not only protect, you got to make sure all the stuff inside your network is also protected. Another quick example. A company with an active e-commerce site. Servers behind firewall. Website uses SSL encryption for all data transmissions. SSL, and only SSL is allowed from the internet into the server. Bob feels good about his server. This is what I just talked about. Bob is wrong, and the reason why is Bob's hacked computer in example 2 can serve as a launching pad for an attack against the server. Other attacks exist that exploit OS vulnerabilities directly. Okay? There are patches out there. There are vulnerabilities in operating systems that Microsoft has even today that there's no patch for right now. So you got to make sure that you are fully patched up and that these vulnerabilities are protected as best as they can. Data should be separated and data should be encrypted. Example 4. Bob is very conscious of his company's data, so Bob makes sure everything is backed up daily. That's great. To protect against disaster, Bob diligently manages several weeks' worth of tape sets. Bob takes one of the sets of tapes to his own house and stores them in his basement. Bob's home is broken into. Okay, not good. So we can understand if that data that's on those tapes isn't encrypted, okay, and his house isn't secure, it's not a good spot for that company information. The final part of this law for the data security side is education and training of employees in the proper use of the computer security system and the importance of personal information security. So you need to set up a program within your organization so you can continually educate your employees on data security. And I always believe in the method of inspect what you expect. So not only do you have to train them, but I would even go one step forward and test them in some way, maybe even doing a social network, a social hack against them to see if they go ahead and give out that information that you're supposed to be protecting. That's all I have right now. Thank you.